Hi guys, Con here. Alright, so this is our family's Proton Persona, and today we are heading to Penang, okay, for a family weekend trip. Now, typically, right, for outstation drives, okay, when I don't have a test car, I actually prefer to go with my Waja, because the Waja has, despite being an older car, it has, relative to the Persona lah, it has better high-speed stability. Also, the transmission also is better geared for high-speed cruising, so I can carry higher speeds without straining the engine as much. Okay, but fuel efficiency, Waja isn't as good as the Persona, but because it has a 60-liter tank versus a 40-liter tank there, okay, I am able to go further without needing to refuel this car. But of course, for this trip, we are choosing the Persona because, one, it is the newer car, okay, and even though it is not as spacious inside, firstly, because I'm bringing my daughter along, we get to use our ISOFIX child seat, which is a major bonus. And of course, the Persona, right, is also quieter, generally quieter on the move than the Waja. And we open the boot. Okay, so the Persona also has a much bigger boot. We get to stuff more things inside. So overall, between these two cars, plus and minus, I personally think that if I'm traveling alone, no question lah. This would be my weapon of choice if I were to go on an outstation trip. But because I have family concerns, this has become the more practical choice. And you know, over the last 2 years of owning these two cars side by side, I would say that the Waja is still the nicer car to drive overall, but the Persona has grown to become the family's dependable workhorse. It is the smaller car, yes, but it is the car that we have grown to rely on, for when the three of us, me, my wife, and my daughter, we just want to go from point A to point B in relative comfort and without fuss. And yeah, so over the past 2 years, the Persona has a bit of small niggles, but it has always served us well, and it has always got us from point A to point B without any problems. Okay, we are in Penang. We arrived yesterday, checked into the hotel. Now out to explore the sights and sounds of this island. Okay, there's always something to explore here in Penang, something new to eat, something new to see. So right now we are in the vicinity of Air Hitam, looking for the famous Asam Laksa at the market area. Okay guys, this is the famous Asam Laksa at the market. Crazy, man, the crowd here is crazy. Yeah, but this is the famous spot, so a lot of people come here. And well, we were fortunate enough to find this spot here, having just ordered, now waiting for our Asam Laksa. Okay, now it's time to put their reputation to the test. Mrs. Kon say you very good, ah? Good. Good. Okay, now I eat, ah? Okay, laksa time. Bagus. Okay lah, worth the queue lah. Actually, we didn't queue long, but not bad. I can understand why people take the trouble to come here to, well, brave the parking, brave the traffic. Look at the traffic out there. Okay, brave the traffic, brave the crowd to eat this. Usually I wouldn't have come lah, but wife wanted to try, so come in. But good stuff. Okay guys, we are now at Lebo Silia Market, and well, this is real Penang lah. A lot of variety, all seems to be of good quality. Many people enjoying their food here, so yep, just need to search for something to tickle our fancy. Well, the initial plan was to look for chendol, but we decided to go for some lohon ko. This is proper refreshing stuff, good for a hot day like this. So this unassuming looking spot here in Haitam is home to Aling Char Kway Teow. So this apparently is another very famous spot. Here is the Char Kway Teow. Okay, so here we are. Another stop, another food stop for the night. This is the famous Gurney Drive hawker area. Now, of course, Gurney Drive, right? A lot of people say this is a tourist trap and all that, but in terms of sheer variety and still pretty decent quality, this place is convenient, right? If you, like most tourists who come to Penang, stay in Batu Ferringhi, right? Gurney is still a very convenient location to come to get a good variety of food at fairly reasonable prices. Okay guys, so right now I'm in Ipoh, okay, on our way back home, and yep, so just bought a parking coupon, right? Because you know Ipoh operates the coupon system, and for the record, right, my thoughts of the coupon system, it is a damn dumb way to pay parking. Because right, let's say like for someone like me, okay, I'm just passing by Ipoh, right? Okay, if I want to park at any of the public parking slots, right, I have to buy one whole book of this coupon, you know, spend $3, okay? For Padahal, right, all I need is just a 60-cent coupon. So what am I going to do with the remaining 4 pieces of coupon? Okay, I mean, assuming if I don't come to Ipoh often, well, this thing is just going to sit there and do nothing, right? And you don't expect me to put this, you know, say to put this like in the car and keep it there until the next time I come to Ipoh, because I don't know when is the next time I come to Ipoh. So I always feel that, you know, this parking coupon, what you call a system, terrible way to pay parking. I always prefer you just put a machine there where, you know, at least what is accepted, right? It's just a standardized, you know, you just put your money in and the ticket will come out. Very, very easy, and yeah, and it's convenient, because money surely you will bring around everywhere you go, but parking coupon is all specific towards the town council. So yeah, parking coupons very, very, very inefficient and very, very inconvenient. Hey, it's time for some chicken rice. This is the famous Lowong chicken rice of Ipoh, but this is not the one in the one that most people know in Old Town area. This is another one, okay, a branch one that is located near Concubine Lane. But this place, as I showed earlier when I was looking for parking just now, right, this place is quite hard to find parking, but chicken looks as good as ever. Okay, finished with lunch, now walking through Concubine Lane. Okay guys, I need some help here. Any of you, you know, like history buffs or whatever, or people from Ipoh, right? Why is this place called Concubine? Is this the place where all the old rich people, last time here, they simpan all their mistresses here? Help me out here, drop me a line in the comment section below, yeah? Thank you. So yeah, you see here in Concubine Lane, all sorts of nonsense you can buy here. Also the souvenirs, yeah. It's a Monday, you know. How is it that so many people here on a Monday? You need to work. Okay, now back on the highway, about 190 kilometers from home. Thus far, have already clocked what 670 kilometers from KL to Penang and back. So overall, the car has served us very well, brought us from point A to point B, and now heading back to point A. Kept going, kept us safe along the way, and so the Persona, right? Okay, as a highway cruiser, there are plus and minuses of its, you know, there are pros and cons of its, you know, of its use as a highway cruiser. Now, firstly, Proton's chassis tuning. The chassis tuning of this car is fantastic. This is a car that really, if you have the guts to push it, right, this chassis allows you to carry very, very high speeds. You know, you can when you see a fast sweeping bend, right, you can just press on without needing to reduce your speed at all. Yeah, so when you're carrying high speeds in this car, the chassis gives you a lot of confidence to keep going, to keep pushing. But the flip side of it is that the engine and transmission isn't exactly best suited for the task. You see, okay, fuel efficiency, very, very good. This car is way more efficient than previous generation Protons that ran on the base Campro engine. I know this because this car with a CVT is more fuel efficient than my Waja with a manual transmission. But that fuel efficiency is not thoroughly maximized because, one, the fuel tank is small, so there is a limited distance that you can cover before you need to refuel again. And from my experience, okay, I mean, take the Proton One Tank Challenge adventure aside. That was because we were driving under, fuel economy challenge conditions. But when you're talking about more realistic driving and driving at speeds that in which you are keeping up with the pace of highway traffic, right? KL, Penang, not very easy to complete the journey in one tank of fuel. So for this trip, okay, coming up, I departed KL with just one bar short of a full tank, and I had to refuel on my way up at Gunung Semanggol. So went up, drive around town, and then came back. I just refueled earlier at Ipoh. So 2 fuel stops, and by the time I reach back KL, I should be, my estimates are, it should be about maybe half to quarter tank left. So it is fuel efficient, this car. Yeah, so overall, so far I've fueled up about less than 70 liters of fuel. Used up about 70 liters of fuel. So it's pretty fuel efficient, covering less than 70 liters of fuel, covering more than 600 kilometers. But it's just that because the fuel tank size is small, you need to refuel it a bit more often. The other thing is the gearing of the transmission. You see, right now I'm cruising at 110 kilometers per hour, but the engine is needing 3000 RPMs to sustain that speed. So even though the chassis gives you a lot of confidence to push and carry high speeds, right, it can get a bit tiring trying to sustain that speed, whilst maintaining 3000 RPM all the way. So if there's anything I would add as a wish list for this car, it would be a bigger fuel tank, and B, longer gearing for the transmission. It would be nicer if we can carry speeds of 110, 120 kilometers per hour with less than 2,500 RPMs. That would mean that would give you the best, long range cruising fuel economy on highways. And let's face it, for us in Malaysia, yes, we don't drive as far as people in Europe or the United States, but we do travel outstation pretty often, and I think many a driver would appreciate, a car that allows them to maintain the legal speed limit without having to exert too much effort and, return very good fuel economy at the same time. So the other thing about this car is that interior, very, very spacious. The 3 of us with a child seat, and then also a lot of this stuff here that is sitting all around here. So this car has the space in it to carry a great deal of stuff, particularly the boot. This boot is huge, and our stroller, our 2 suitcases, is not even occupying half of it. So yeah, as a family car, as a car for a young family like mine with just one baby, this is a very, very practical car. And over my 2 years of using it, this car has grown to be the family's workhorse, and it has brought us to a lot of places. And that is something about ownership of a car really, because as you own a car, right, together you are actually writing a story with that car, if I'm making sense here. Yeah. So as you live with that car, right, you and that car, you are making a story together, and that story is a collection of all your journeys. You know, it's like, you know, like how this car today has brought us to Penang and back, and then along the way we stop at Ipoh. So along the way, right, as we make these journeys with our cars, we craft memories that we remember for our lives. Yeah. Okay, so that's it a bit about our little road trip, family road trip to Ipoh. And yeah, so Malaysia is a beautiful country. We've got a lot of places to see, a lot of food to eat, and yeah, those of you, all of us, you know, we are now living in the new Malaysia. We all should go out, see the country, experience what is it that makes Malaysia great. And now we have this contest going on with Continental Malaysia, you know, Sayangi Malaysia Cool Love Conti contest. Just go out, you know, eat our great food, see the beautiful sights this country have to offer, and yeah, snap some pictures, put on social media, put on your Instagram, put on your Facebook. Okay, remember, set your visibility to public, put hashtag Sayangi Malaysia Cool Love Conti, and there are prizes awaiting. Okay, so there are 4 GoPros and 2 sets of tires. As far as I know right now, as I record this, 2 GoPros have already been won, but there's another 2 more up for grabs. So guys, quickly hit the roads, take out your phones, snap away. Okay, until my next video, thanks for watching, bye for now.